I swear to God, I'm just sitting there like, I was just thinking, what if I started punching the muffins?
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the instances where Bill Burr made us laugh, gasp, or otherwise respect the comedian's gift of gab.
3 more seconds of pain, 2 more seconds. Wow!
Number 10, facelifts. Bill Burr never shies away from offending anybody's delicate sensibilities with his comedy. His bit on facelifts from his 2012 special, You People Are All the Same, takes on perceptions of beauty with observations on plastic surgery.
Why do people get plastic surgery? You know? Why can't you just admit it's over? You know? You had your time.
Burr opines about how some people occasionally go too far with their plastic surgery obsessions, as opposed to growing older with grace.
Do I look... Yeah, they're idiots. Do I look like I'm in my 20s? No, you look weird.
Facelifts, liposuction, hair plugs, and more receive Bill Burr's no-nonsense approach, as the comedian stresses how so many of these procedures have the opposite effect to what's desired. In Burr's own words.
What would you rather be, 52 and look 52, or be 52 and look like a 28-year-old lizard? Right?
Number 9, heaven. Everybody has a different idea about the afterlife, what it entails, and what happens.
I was doing a gig in Helsinki, and over there, they're like Lutheran. And what they believe when you die, you're dead. And that's it. Dead. Like a pigeon, just laying there. Over.
Bill Burr's 2014 special, I'm Sorry You Feel That Way, contains a bit that references a heavenly paradox with which many of us struggle. Burr asks a very specific question. What happens if somebody we want to be in heaven with us, well, isn't there?
Like, how am I supposed to enjoy heaven if that's the deal, right? Just sitting there waiting for my friends to show up like, Jesus Christ. What the hell are they? It's been like 150 years. They must have eaten a lot of Brussels sprouts or some shit. Doing some yoga, right?
The very concept sort of defies heaven as this sort of emotional paradise without worry or hurts. Burr naturally makes light of this subject, admonishing Jesus for the plight of Bill's missing friends. The comedian also makes fun of nepotism, stereotypes, daring Jesus to go tell his dad.
I'm already in here. What, are you going to kick me out afterwards?
Number 8, George Bush. Bill Burr's Paper Tiger special from 2019 featured a number of funny bits about the United States presidency, including the duties of a first lady.
Just standing there smiling and waving. Right?
However, older fans of the comedian's work will realize that these sorts of hilarious potshots are nothing new. Burr's 2003 CD, Emotionally Unavailable, included a bit which poked fun at former U.S. President George W. Bush, notably needling Bush's pronunciation and cadence.
What I love about that guy, he can't say the word terror. He uses the word every speech. He can't say terror. He goes tear.
The bit then leans into some folksy American stereotypes in hilarious fashion.
Dude, if you go, we're gonna get you. You should be just standing on stage with like a couple of bloodhounds going, go get him, Blue! Smell the shirt, get the stick, go get him!
Number 7, robots. Artificial intelligence seems to be in the news lately on a daily basis. However, Bill Burr was already expressing his concern about these matters back in his 2019 special, Paper Tiger.
You know what I'm afraid of? You know what I'm afraid of? Robots.
The comedian shares a memory about how, while sitting in a hotel room, he watched a TV program that featured a robot being interviewed. In hilarious fashion, Burr mimics his reactions to the interview.
He goes, well, what are your goals? And the robot goes, to become smarter than human beings. Yeah. And the reporter just blows by it. He's like, okay, and what's your favorite color?
He also stresses the danger of autonomous robotics and how so many science fiction movies have prepared us for the worst of what may or may not occur in the not-so-distant future.
How many sci-fi movies do you have to see before you realize where this is going?
Number 6, Stephen Hawking. It didn't take much more than a few seconds for Bill Burr to stun the audience at London's Royal Albert Hall when he pivoted from dangerous robotics to famed theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking. Those in attendance at Burr's Paper Tiger special audibly gasp at the comedian's segue to this topic.
Even your boy here, the guy who he recently died, what was his name? He was always sitting down.
Burr doesn't stop there either and continues to needle Hawking as being smarmy and negative, while also creating an imaginary scenario about Hawking in the afterlife. It's gloriously scorched earth stuff, without any thought or care as to who it might offend.
You never had anything positive to say. Hey, Steve, what do you got for us today? In 2035, there'll be no more apples. Thank you, Steve. Thanks a lot. Wasn't thinking about that. Now I am.
Number 5, on Joe Rogan. The 2020 coronavirus pandemic affected nearly every aspect of our daily lives to the point where it feels surreal now to watch interview segments that took place during the early part of the pandemic.
Feels weird to be talking about people that have it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that caught it.
Bill Burr was a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience back in the thick of it in 2020, and the pair have an excellent back and forth about COVID-19 safety protocols.
This is like rollerblading.
Burr's comparison of mask wearing and rollerblading is particularly funny, and Rogan seems to enjoy steering the conversation to a place he knows will garner a reaction from his audience. But Burr lightly makes sure to keep Rogan in check. It's stunningly funny stuff.
I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up, better than the CDC.
Number 4, the muffin bit. Bill Burr's reputation as a stand-up comic with perceived anger issues has been well documented. The man's 2023 directorial debut, Old Dads, referenced this in a great, surprisingly deep fashion.
Is that where you learn how to talk to principals?
No, it's where I learned to stick up for myself.
You need to fix this. And you need to talk to someone about your anger.
There's nothing deep, however, about this bit from the 2007 Montreal International Comedy Festival. Here, the punchline is about how Burr, is fantasizing about punching muffins.
She's selling muffins, and she's got this big, stupid, look at the muffins I made, look on her face. And the second I saw that part of my brain was just like, dude, what would happen if you just walked up and just said, hey, lady, these your muffins? Oh, yeah? And I just started going, blam, 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 blam.
The setting is a street fair, and Burr does not want to be there. So he decides to indulge a hypothetical where he smashes an entire table of muffins. The bit is borderline ridiculous, but it makes us laugh every time.
My girl looks at me, she's like, what the hell are you laughing at? And like an idiot, I actually tried to explain this screwed up thought to her.
Number 3, the Philadelphia incident. Heckling is, unfortunately, a big hazard when it comes to maintaining a living performing stand-up comedy.
You really have to come to this, people. You really have to come to it.
The Philadelphia incident references a 2006 comedy tour stop in Philadelphia. The show turned out to be combative, however, as the audience seemed intent upon heckling every comedian.
This right here is the theme of my set, a broken mic stand.
Rather than going home, however, Burr decided to let the Philly audience have it with both barrels blazing. The set was so intense that Burr actually won over the crowd, who ended up giving him a standing ovation at the end of his set.
Listen, I'm out of time. You guys were here, man. Thank you very much.
Number 2, the helicopter.
10 minutes into the tour, the dude fucking jumped out. Yeah.
This outstanding bit from Bill Burr's 2014 special, I'm Sorry You Feel That Way, does such a great job at making such a dark and depressing story feel like the funniest thing we've ever heard. Granted, we must admit that the animated version on Bill Burr's YouTube channel does a lot of the heavy lifting with regards to lightening the mood. Still, the story of a man who chooses self-destruction during a helicopter tour, and the fact that the guide of that tour had just been given control of the family business, is so wrong.
All right, if you look out the left side of the aircraft, that's Orange County. There's over 27 miles of beaches. Put your seatbelt back on. 27 miles of beaches. Was established as a county in 1903. Sir, please don't open the door. Sir, what are you doing? Sir, no, don't! Stop, no!
Yet, if laughing at the helicopter bit is wrong, well, then we don't want to be right.
I think he accidentally did the most epic 500-foot belly flop in the history of jumping out of a helicopter, you know? But that didn't change what he was trying to do.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Indianapolis Story. We've probably all had instances where we're seated next to somebody on an airplane that would just not leave us alone.
And he goes, oh, cool. He goes, why are you going to Indianapolis, Bill? He started doing this shit. And I just look at the guy, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have to answer your questions.
Whoa.
Bill Burr's recollections on the Joe Rogan experience about this red-eye flight to Indianapolis is full of anecdotes about one particularly combative situation.
He goes, you don't answer my questions right now. I'm going to hit that call button. I will hit that call button. I will stop this plane.
We love it when Rogan and other co-hosts ask Burr whether he filmed the exchange, to which Burr responds,
Why can't you just be in the moment and not turn into a film crew?
The Indianapolis story just escalates more and more as this individual on the airplane will just not leave the comedian alone. We hope that this sort of thing doesn't happen to you, but we're honestly kind of stoked that it happened to Bill.
And I'm finally thinking that maybe this shit's over. Or is he just sitting there staring at the side of my head? And then all of a sudden, I just hear, right as I'm starting to nod off, I just hear, why are you going to Indianapolis, Bill?
What's your favorite Bill Burr bit? Let us know in the comments.
All right, I'm out of time. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.